Be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Hi guys, it's Splash and Crash here, back with another video. And in today's video, I'm going to be updating my top 50 players in the NBA list from last week. This is going to be the first of many updates that I will be doing throughout the playoffs, and maybe even during next, and probably actually during the next, during the 2021 NBA season. Anyways, so, yeah. On the right, I have last week's list, and on the left, I have my current list. So, let's get started by talking about 3 players that I cut from the list. So last week, I had TJ Warren at 25, Nurkic at 33, and Gary Trent at 50. All 3 of these players have been cut from the list, and they're all for different reasons. So first, TJ Warren. It looks like what he was doing during those 8 games was a fluke, because during the playoffs, he was playing like the way he was playing throughout the regular season, and due to how many talented players there are in the league right now, I don't think that's, in my opinion, that he doesn't make the list. And the next player I cut was Nurkic, and that's because even though he had a really good first game in the playoffs, other than that, he's been very disappointing, and he isn't as good as the other players in the top 50. So because of that, I cut Nurkic from the list. And the 50th player on my list last week was Gary Trent, and he was also cut. He was the 3rd player cut this week, and he hasn't been playing that bad. It's just I don't a lot of players have moved up the rankings, in my opinion. And I think he just doesn't. I don't think he cuts anymore. I don't think he's good enough anymore. He hasn't been playing that much worse than he was in the bubble, in the 8 seeding games. But a few players that weren't in the top 50 originally have been playing very well in the playoffs, and because of that, Gary Trent gets pushed out of the top 50 list. It's not because he's been playing bad, it's just players have been playing better than him. And now for the 3 additions. So, the first addition was Mike Conley at 47, and I added him to the list because in the 2 games after after he came back from his son was born, so he missed the first 2 games of the series, but in the 2 games he did play in the series after he came back, he has been playing Memphis Mike Conley, and yeah, so he's been playing the star that he was in Memphis, and because of that, I'm putting him in at 47. I'm not gonna put him any higher because it's only, like I said, it's only been 2 games. But for now, he's at 47, and if he continues at this level, he'll probably be moved up even more. And another addition was Fred VanVleet at number 40. And yeah, VanVleet has been playing very good for the Raptors in the playoffs. He scored over 20 points in every single game against the Nets, except the 4th game in which he only played 18 minutes. And I think if he played the entire game, he probably, if he played, the minutes he usually has, he probably would have scored over 20 points. And, yeah, he's been one of the biggest reasons the Raptors swept the Nets. Because of that, I have him at number 40. And the 3rd and final addition was Jamal Murray, all the way up at 26. He has been incredible. He's been on fire during the playoffs, and now I think he officially cements himself as the 2nd best player on the Nuggets, ahead of Michael Porter Jr. And now let's get on to the players that I moved up on the list. So I moved up Luka because he's been playing like the best player in the league. I put him, so you can argue if he's better than Kawhi or not, but I think he's definitely better than Harden. And so the reason why I moved him above KD and Curry, even a lot of people would probably disagree with that, but hear me out. So, this is a current ranking, and based off the level we saw KD and Curry play in the playoffs last year, they were absolutely incredible in the playoffs last year. But either way, I think Luka, the level he's currently playing at, is above the level they were playing at. So because of that, I'm going to move him up to number 3. But I'm not saying that KD and Curry are not as good as Luka. It's just that currently, I think the level that Luka is playing is higher than the level that we last saw KD and Curry play at. And yeah, the same thing goes for Harden. I'm putting him above both of those guys because he's been playing absolutely incredible during the playoffs against the Thunder. And we just haven't seen KD and Curry in a long time. So actually, well, as you can see on the list, I didn't move Harden above KD, but I did move him above Curry. Sorry about that. I forgot about that. Anyways, so yeah, I think the level KD was playing at I think KD is still better than Harden, but at least at this current moment, I think Harden is better than Curry. I'm not saying anything about the all-time rankings or their careers or anything like that. I'm just saying, in the 2019 to 20 season, James Harden, at this current moment I think it's August 24th, James Harden is better than Steph Curry. Currently. I'm not saying anything about their careers or their all-time ranking, so don't take it like I'm saying Harden is above Curry in that, because that's just crazy. But right now, I think Harden is at this current moment better than Curry. So yeah, that's just what I wanted to say about that. And another player that moved up a lot was Donovan Mitchell from, let me find him on the list on the right, from number 29 all the way up to number 13. Yeah, he had 2 50-point nights, one of which was 57 points, and that was actually third most in NBA history. And yeah, so Donovan Mitchell has just been playing at an absolutely insane level. If he keeps this up in the next few games, I wouldn't have any problem moving him into the top 10, maybe even the top 5. But yeah, he's proved that he can be a superstar, and he's playing like one right now. The reason why I don't have him any higher than this is it's only been 4 games, but either way, Donovan Mitchell has flew up the rankings, in my opinion. Another player that flew up the rankings was Kemba Walker. And yeah, so Kemba Walker, he was having a bit of a scoring slump because of some injuries before the bubble and during the seeding games. But yeah, he's looking like his old self again. And because of that, I moved him from 35 to 25. And another player is Kyle Lowry. I moved him from number 30 up to 27. And that's because his leadership has been, very important for the Raptors. And I think I was underrating him a bit before in last week's rankings. So, yeah, I'm moving him up to 27 because he's just been very good against the Raptors. And let me see, who else did I move up? Oh, yeah, Karis LeVert. I moved him up from 44 to 39 because he's been really good. And I just wanted to acknowledge how good he's been playing. So whether the Nets decide to keep him or trade him, either way, he looks like he can finally be that star that we all knew he could become next year and in the years after that. Now it's time to talk about a player that I moved down quite a bit. Paul George drops 12 spots. Yeah, the reason, you guys probably think he should be even lower than that because he's just been playing, he's been playing even worse than a role player in the playoffs. The reason why I didn't drop him off even lower than that is because it looked like he was having a bit of shoulder problems yesterday, so that could be part of it. And also, he did play very good in the seeding games, as well as in Game 1. But Pandemic P, Playoff P, like, he's been atrocious. And if he continues this level of play, he's going to keep falling down the rankings even more and more. Yeah, so that was my first update to my top 50 players in the NBA right now list. And I'm going to try to do weekly updates throughout the rest of the playoffs. So yeah, be sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and like the video if you haven't already. Also, comment down below what you would change about my list and why. And also comment down below what you think I should do for my next video. Anyways, yeah, so that's it. So bye.